that we look for post-seed startups, because what we do is we provide smart capital. So
that works. So like I said, like every VC has a certain USP, so it's something that they can add value to a startup. So for example, for Equity Pitcher, we focus on post-seed startups focused in the DACH region. We do this mainly because that's where we believe we have a lot of know-how as well as a lot of network. And those are certain criteria that we help, that Ken and Reto's tool help us screen. So for example, we had, I think, let me remember this correctly. So for example, the tool helps us screen all the startups that are in the European region. So for example, we have a lot of startups that come from the US, from Asia. And for us, for example, we only want to have European startups. That's why this tool helps us save a lot of time. And as well, more importantly, it can actually help us increase our deal flow. The more deal flow we have, the more suitable startups.
Okay, are we in time?
yeah.
Okay. So this is how it starts. I'll show you the demo afterwards. We were actually thinking of taking a pitch and demoing it live, but yeah, we're not. Due to security and other reasons in the platform, we've decided against it. So we'll take a pre-loaded pitch already. But what you see here, and Ken will talk about this afterwards because he has got a slightly, or should I say slightly, is under-exaggerated know-how of how the system works. But these are the so-called predefined values which have to be given to the learning machine to aid the suitability of a pitch deck. So I'd be happy now if you could give me the browser.
Do you know what your company name means in Latin? The dice have been tossed.
What?
The dice have been tossed.
Okay.
Julius says so.
Okay. So, some context here. No, we just gotta start from scratch. So, okay, this is internal. We're not going to win any prizes with this form, but basically this is where it all starts. You can upload a pitch deck or a business plan. You have the company name here. You can add founders, important people, maybe existing investors. Optional short description of the company. Which round you're in, which round you're looking for funding. The amount of funding you're looking for, the industry you're in. We're actually now pretty far that we can detect the industry based on the content of the slide itself and which region of the world that you plan to operate. So like I said, basically upload and start. So I won't do it now, 2 minutes later. We have a pitch deck here. We got permission to show. Is it the green button to full screen?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is basically the dashboard that Jason, for example, sees. Usually, I don't know, a week's work, right? So first of all, we summarize the pitch deck. Then there's the text cloud down here. What's more interesting is we graph and relate. In this case, this is restricted just to company and people. So I'll just click through it here quickly. So here we see actually connections, what this company has to other related companies, involve people. And you can take, for example, be careful, I'm not used to using a pad. I'm an IBM ThinkPad user, so I have a trackball. So we'll take Torben Krause here, for example. Like I said, we see his network, we get his details, we get his social media, so we can actually click on here, we'll jump to LinkedIn, you get his LinkedIn profile, and any documents related to him, which we found on him. Okay, this is Zewix, it's a Handelsregister mainly at the moment, so nothing really exciting. Further, we'll get all the news related to this company. Here it is. So these are news articles, social media articles, tweets, whatever, which have been created by these people. And also, last but not least, it's the easy part, we associate advisors and potential co-investors within Equity Picture. This is Equity Picture based, who could be interested in this pitch.
I actually have one of the members of B2B actually.
Okay, so that's just a quick demo. This is basically the inside engine. Like I said, upload pitch, 2 minutes later you've got all this information already indexed for you. Well, it's more than indexed, it's in a knowledge graph, but I'll let Ken talk about that now. So if you could give me the presentation again. And
all right. So now we have the data in our system. We're going to do something with it. There are a couple of aspects we analyze. For example, we look at the people, how well they're connected, how much experience they have. We look at media buzz. This is not just news. This is also basically a couple of targeted sites we look at. We see how much interest the project already generated. We look at the status of the company. I mean, does it already exist? How long does it exist? What's in the past? We also make a trend prediction, which is, well, it's basically a bit like a Google trend. So we basically look at the industry, we look at the business and see if there is a growing market or how long it's been around. Here we also take some, for example, some industry reports from Gartner, and we kind of try to feel the market a little bit. And then we try to match this internally with the advisors and investors, because the idea is to find a match for Equity Picture. So we're not going to predict how successful or how good a startup is. What we're trying to predict is what's the chance of success within this VC company for this project. So one example, it's not complete, but basically for analyzing people, we look at the commercial register, if they founded companies before, if the companies still exist, if they've gone bankrupt. We look at their business networks, we look at their social media activity. We also look at news, of course. And this basically gives us a figure which we can calculate and which we can use in training our algorithm. So now we have all the data, and what we're going to do is now we put it in a graph. That means we don't just keep everything, we're trying to link it, and we're trying to weigh the connections between the pieces of information. So